Alrighty then. We should be live. I'm gonna give it a second just to play through. We should be live right now though. Just wanted to get started a little bit early because I got a lot of stuff we gotta get into before we kind of get started. So let's kind of get this situated. Hello. Hi Twinsy, how you doing? Yeah, just wanted to get started a little bit early just to get things going and everything. I am live and you all hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. It is currently Friday the 13th, so happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Got my trusty Jason pillow here, my Jason gear, I'm rocking it, and today y'all saw the thumbnail, everything like that. We are here to do a fun watch along for Friday the 13th, the very first film from 1980. So we're going to be watching this bad boy right here. Yeah. So yeah, I went with the theatrical version because there is two versions. There's an uncut one and a theatrical one, but I decided to go theatrical because I was like, this is how it was in 1980, and we are still without the microphone, so I don't have the Rode mic. So yeah, we're not rocking the Rode mic today. I still have to get a new microphone, which I do have a new lapel mic that I got, but I didn't charge it. It's wireless, so you know the dramas of YouTube. So, and I also, like I said, wanted to just get a little bit started early so we can get it going. I'm waiting. Oh yeah, I'm wearing Jason socks. Nice, Jason socks. That's what's up. So I have my snacks here. I have some pizza bagel bites. I warmed up some pizza bagel bites. We got some drink right here, some drink that I'm going to be enjoying, my Coors Light, which will crack that bad boy open right now. And now, just in case, I know there's not too many people out there, but we are going to get started. Anybody who's watching after, if you want to sync along, like I said, I did watch the theatrical version. That's the one I chose to go with for this watch along. So I don't know if we should wait maybe a couple more minutes for people to come in. Take on some bagel bites. We'll munch on a pizza bagel bite right there. This was the snack as a kid. This was the choice snack. Oh yeah. Takes you right back. Perfect. I know. Let's go. We should just go. Let's go. I have to make sure the sound's not too high because I don't want to get tagged for the music going on in this movie. So we'll see. I'm clicking play right now, and we are currently on the Paramount logo for Friday the 13th. Right now it says Sean S. Cunningham, a Sean S. Cunningham film. That's literally like the point I'm at right now. Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday the 13th. And hopefully my Wi-Fi lasts and it stays pretty good. I hope so. Yes, this is the munchy snacky right here. We got to, like I said, the pizza bagel. This takes me back to being a child. I love these movies too because they're just like, these movies feel like home for me. They're like comfort food, like any of the Friday the 13th films. Even my least favorite, Jason Takes Manhattan, is still a movie that I can watch, and it's like a comfort movie. If you do hear other stuff in the background too, I got laundry going on. You know, chores, they got to get done too, people. So because I have the laundry room is like right down the hall right there, and then this is our living room right here. Kumbaya. Oh yeah. Hallelujah. What's kind of funny is like we always see Camp Crystal Lake gear at like Spirit Halloween or even at like stores and stuff, but they never ever have Camp Crystal Lake shirts like from this first movie. I'm talking about just the yellow polo shirt that just says Camp Crystal Lake right here on the corner. I've never seen a shirt like that shirt in person. Can't click on it. There we go. Thank you, Twinsy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. Kevin Bacon, the OG, the legend. He's a legend. We love him. We love Kevin Bacon, especially in like Stir of Echoes. Yeah, if y'all haven't seen that movie, check out Stir of Echoes. Great Kevin Bacon movie. Or even Hollow Man. That's another good one too. Uh-oh. We're at the point where our two camp counselors are, they're getting it on, and you know what happens when you get it on in a Friday the 13th movie. Creeping up the stairs. I love these POV shots, and it's like everybody always is like, "Oh my god, Friday the 13th!" They like ripped off Halloween, but it's like Bay of Blood was like the first slasher movie I could think of that really did this kind of shots like this. Excuse me. We were just playing. Uh-oh. I have to be careful with the music. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I have to be careful because, I mean, I'm not monetized or anything anyway, but I've heard Paramount's not the nicest. Oh my god, no. It's almost like Jaws. Like, you get the own like Jaws music. Friday the 13th. This one we have to be careful because of the music. Also, anybody who stopped in the comments or anything like that, or drops a comment on the video, always share your favorite Jason video as well, your favorite Jason movie. We just have to be very careful with these rights with Paramount for the music and stuff, but I love Harry Manfredini. I think he's even doing, if I remember correctly, Harry Manfredini is doing the music for the new Friday the 13th game that we're apparently going to be getting to. Dun, dun, dun. That'd be cool if it was actually Friday, June 13th, but it's. I can't remember when that happened. If that happened last year, it's been recent. I don't know if that was last year or the year before that, but there was a Friday the 13th, like a June 13th, like an actual Friday the 13th that happened recently. That's when this movie's supposed to take place too. And they're in New Jersey, which I want to go up to New Jersey and visit these locations because a lot of these locations you can still like see and look pretty much almost identical to how they looked back then. I mean, with more modern stuff going on the houses. But this is shot in New Jersey. Hmm. Here we have. I know the answer, but for those who don't, why is the Jason franchise your favorite horror icon? Thank you for asking, Lexi. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Friday the 13th is just kind of the franchise that really got me obsessed with being involved with horror. Like there's other horror movies I saw before Friday the 13th, but when it came to like Monster Fest or like sci-fi, when they would show Friday the 13th movies over and over, just like watching them and binging the franchise, it just became such a comfort watch and has always been that way. And I love like pretty much like every moment or every minute of the movies. She's the new cook. She's the new cook at the camp, and we all know why there's a new cook. No. Spoiler alerts. But I love the fact too, like for me, I don't know, Friday the 13th, it's always been so simple like this, like Crazy Ralph. Crazy Ralph. Always stepping in everybody's business. It's got a death curse. Oh man. There's just so much about this franchise I love. The posters. I've collected most of the posters I need to get. Let's see, what am I missing? I'm missing part four and part three. No, I have part three. I'm missing part four and part five and Jason X. I need to get those posters. Mm. And I also, when it comes to like Friday the 13th, I love the camp setting, but I was never a child who went to camp. I never went to summer camp in my life. I was like, so that's like, it's not like a nostalgia thing for me. Maybe it's like wanting something that I've never had, that I always like enjoying watching these movies too, because they have the summer camp vibes and like the lakes and the cabins and stuff. Uh-oh. Did they tell you what happened? Quit now. He's all quit now. Boy drowning in 50 Cent. Who didn't drown? No, just kidding. But that's what's cool is like with the TV show coming up, we're going to be able to dive into like literally all the stuff that he just told us about things that happened throughout Camp Crystal Lake over the decades. We're going to be able to see that. And I think the TV show A24, if they do it right, we're going to have like 2 to 3 seasons of really good content if they do it right. I want to turn it louder so I can hear it though. Even though this is like the 80th time I've seen this movie. here's the here's the cemetery. Mohaven Cemetery. But what's cool is they actually, I think there's a fan film in like it's Hope, New Jersey. I think there's a fan film where they actually shoot a scene where they actually go to that cemetery, and I think I can't remember if it's the Voorhees fan film. It's not Never Hike Alone. I think it's the Voorhees fan film, which all the fan films you could check out on YouTube for free. But one of them, they shot a scene at that cemetery. Kevin Bacon. Like the funky music, like this funky country banjo music. Like it's just like it's corny in the best way. And also, like while I watch this, I never ever feel like in a lot of Friday the 13th films, like I'm watching actors. Like predominantly most of the Friday the 13th films, it just kind of feels like I'm watching real people interact at camp. I would say the only one that kind of feels like it's actual actors would be Freddy versus Jason or like the Friday the 13th remake. But that's because so many of the actors I well known, like famous faces that are modern, and they just, the way they look and the way they shoot the films, it just makes it feel different. Whereas all the old films that took place in the 80s and like set in the 90s and stuff, it just feels like actual real people that encounter Jason Voorhees or his mom. Oh, thank you, Twinsy, for the DC artwork back there. Yeah, that's a huge love of me and Tommy, my wife, PYT. We're huge Batman fans. We have the Batman Returns poster over there too. Freddy versus Jason, I love. Freddy won, but I'm biased. Yeah, Freddy versus Jason is a fun one for sure. Some people don't like that film, like hardcore Jason fans. Like I don't mind the way they portrayed Jason in the movie. Like I have fun with it because Freddy versus Jason was the only Freddy film or Jason film that came out on my birthday. It came out on my birthday the year it came out, and it was a really fun experience with me, my best friend, and my mom going to the theaters to check it out. Hell yeah. And for me, I never get bored. Like I could understand, like I've talked to a lot of horror fans and people that are kind of mixed and mediocre on Friday the 13th and how they talk about how it's kind of boring at points, or maybe it's slow moving, or the acting's very bad. The acting thing, like I said, kind of goes with what I already said, is that I feel like these are real people. And if they're real people, they're not acting. You know what I mean? Like you're not acting for a camera. So that's why I like watching these films, is because they don't feel like actors. That's not to say they're great actors. It just means they're mediocre, but they service the film perfectly. In terms of it being slow or boring, I think it builds tension. This is kind of like John Carpenter's Halloween. And I think with a lot of modern people or younger people, it's kind of hard for them to gravitate towards films that are like this, that are more slow paced and more about tension and ambiance, not necessarily character building, but more just setting you up for the mood that you're going to be in for later in the film. I can't wait to try out the new mic though, because like I said, for right now, like as it stands right now, this one is kaput. I don't know what's wrong with this one, but as it stands right now, this bad boy is kaput, which did last me a very long time. But I have a new lapel mic. I have to charge. We're gonna test that out for probably my next John Carpenter review. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel, because I'm gonna continue those John Carpenter reviews too. I'm gonna be talking about In the Mouth of Madness next. Like that POV shot's kind of trippy. That one kind of bothers me a little bit because like as she's walking by, like the tree is literally like 3 feet from her. So if there was somebody standing behind that tree and like how much space was between those three trees, you would easily see somebody. So that POV shot kind of bothers me a little bit. That first one. But the other ones, I understand what they do because, like I said, it's setting you up for that feeling of you're being watched. You don't feel safe, or like, when you're in a cabin or you're in the woods, you're like, is there somebody out there? But yeah, that first one is hilarious because she walks literally right by the tree and it's like 3 feet from her. I love the 4K scans too. The 4K scans of these by Scream Factory, or like what they did Scream Factory, what they did for this box set, fantastic. They do have, if you don't, I know there's more box sets of the Friday the 13th one, but if you don't want to scoop that up, they do have a 4K steelbook of this bad boy that has the transfer like this, and it's really good. Like you could see all the details in the water and the trees and the bushes. Like there's literally no stress or no compression on the film at all. So it's kind of spoilers because of who we know picked up our cook right here, like our character who we know picked her up. I feel like the earlier jump scare in the film, or not a jump scare, but the earlier scene where we're watching the POV from behind the tree is actually Crazy Ralph. And it's not Mama Voorhees. And that's why it kind of plays out that way because you're kind of like, what? Like I thought she was at camp already, but now she's picking up this person. So I think the one at the camp, when we saw that shot behind the tree, was actually Crazy Ralph's POV. That's just my thought, my opinions. Dun, dun. I think we better stop. Like, you should probably not get in the car. There's like no hitchhiking. Have we not learned this? Oh, oh. She's out of the car. She jumped out. She jumped out. Like, oh, that's like, and like the scores are so good. And that's what's cool too, is like Harry Manfredini, like every score is like for the films, it's kind of the same, like kind of, but he puts a spin on all of them. Like the Friday the 13th Part 3 one has a very disco-y theme to it. And it's like some other ones are very more almost whimsical in nature. And then there's some that are more heavy in tone, very similar to like the Terminator theme. So I think it's really cool. Even John Carpenter, they kind of riffed on that too when they did Halloween 2 from 1981. That film has a very Terminator like score to it. So I think it's very interesting that both franchises kind of, took homages from another kind of sci-fi franchise, but also slasher franchise, Terminator. Oh no! Oh no! You've been gotten. And the special effects too, like, are the practical effects, the special effects, but like the practical effects in here are so standoutish because they are so raw and so real. And what Tom Savini did was like very ahead of his time. Like, this looks cool. Like, just like hanging out on a lake like this. Like, I've been to lakes, I've been fishing, so I kind of have had this experience, but I've never had this experience, like, at a camp as a counselor or as a camp, like, person, one of the students or kids going there. And that's what's kind of different. But like, I've been to lakes before. Like, this POV shot, I feel like, is Crazy Ralph. Crazy Ralph watching them just kind of play on the lake and play by the lake and stuff like that. I feel like that's him. Woo, that was a strong one. Always too, when they show those shots, like, it just like the still shots of just staring into the woods. I'm always trying to like peek and look to see if I can see anybody. Oh, get a life preserver. Oh no. Ned. Let's see. New comment there. I've never been camping either, nor as a counselor or a camper. I think that's the word I was trying to think of. Camper, like, for real. I was like, all fucking student, like child. I'm all I think Evil Dead ruined that for me, and now Jason. Yeah, I don't know. I probably now, like, I can see myself doing the camp counselor thing. I would totally do it if I could, but it's like, I don't know how. Like, you'd have to look up obviously how to apply for a job like that, but it's like, I'd have to obviously be certified in like CPR, which I used to be, but certain things like that. And I would do it probably one season just to see how it was like and stuff, and tell camp stories and everything. But it'd be so different now because kids are so involved with their phones, and there's social media is such a thing. It would never be like this. So that's what kind of sucks, is like, I would love to do it and be a camp counselor, but it would never feel anything like this. And that's because of social media and fucking technology and all the phones we have. But then again, because of technology, we get to do fun things like this. And I can hang out with y'all and do a watch along, a Friday the 13th. Excuse me. I got the hiccups now. Kill it. It's a snake. Oh. It's actually getting kind of windy out today. It's nice out over here today in Mexico. It's like 70 degrees it's supposed to be today, but it's kind of windy. That's the only problem with over here. Like the weather out here is like we have nice weather already for like kind of the springtime, but it's really windy. There are reasons why we love Camp Crystal Lake though too, and Friday the 13th. Very simple things too. They usually cast very cute cast members. Right. I think this scene right here is when Kevin Bacon gets the most to do, and also there's a scene later with him and his girlfriend when they're by the lake with during the lightning storm. Those are probably the two best acting stretch moments for Kevin Bacon. For a guy named Ralph. Like that shot right there, so perfect. Like as like Kevin Bacon's like checking out the cop like bike, and he's about to pick up the thing, and then the cop comes in like that beam of light from the sun. That's all natural too, because you can tell they're shooting outside. Like this is not a lot or a set. That's all just outside lighting right there. It's also really awesome too, just to be able to chill and like enjoy and like watch these movies and hang out with you guys, like live streaming. I think the only other one I've ever done on the channel is Freddy versus Jason for the 20th anniversary. I think I watched that one. So, depending on how good this video does, that's always the thing that sucks with the algorithm on YouTube is like you never know how good these videos are going to do. It's cursed, I tell you. I need to get a Crazy Ralph shirt. It's got a death curse. Oh man. I think we just met Ralph. Yep. I think we did. You're all doomed. Oh, man. Like it's just like I'm like I freaking like it's the weirdest thing, like just thinking now, but like I mean, I'm a stoner, but like just thinking about it, I'm like, I wish I could just fucking teleport myself like into the freaking movie is crazy. There's a slasher movie where they do that though. Like I can't remember the name of it, but there's a slasher movie where they do that, where the characters are horror fans and they're doing like and one of the characters, her mom, a famous actress, who passed away, and she was in a slasher film, and she gets to go into the movie, like her and her friends. Like that was actually like a really good movie too. I just can't remember the name of that one, but that was a shout out, really good film. If anybody knows what that film is in the comments, or anybody watching after, shout it out in the comments. That's what's kind of cool too, is once they get the generator working in this movie, that's when it starts to rain. We get more clouds. The ambiance kind of starts to set in a little bit more, setting the mood. And this is when I think Kevin Bacon and his girlfriend have their little moment. I'm going to step away and grab another drink. Back in 2 shakes of the lamb tail. Oh. I never understood this part. Like, like Ned was just like super jealous. Was he jealous of Kevin Bacon? He's all staring at them. He's just jealous of them as a couple, or what? Please, everybody, to leave a like on the stream. I know I should have said that already. I'm so unprofessional. I'm a YouTuber and I'm so unprofessional. I should have said, leave a like on the stream, please. I did also forget to put the freaking scrolling thing on the bottom. I don't even know if I can put the banner now. Can I put the banner now? Yes, I can. we love technology. See what I mean? Ow. Yeah, I'm glad I figured that out because I totally like just figured it out. I was like, there's no ticker at the bottom. Hi, Mom. Thanks for stopping by. Mom's in the chat. Yeah, this is like the best scene, like in the lightning flash. I like that one. Kevin Bacon, like that small little moment with him and his girlfriend, like just like, oh, so cool. I love those second unit shots too, like just like the shots of the camp. Great, great stuff. Oh, that was our laundry right there. Laundry's done. Dryer. Oh, yeah. I think Kevin Bacon's about to get lucky. Kevin Bacon's about to get lucky right now. It's that moment. We are getting close, pretty close. Yes, we are. Beautiful. Like all this kind of stuff. It's just like perfect, simple stuff for a slasher film. That's why I love slashers too, is it's like it's so simple. But then it's kind of funny, is like my second favorite subgenre in horror is like body horror, and like you can take that to like the umpteenth degree and like do some crazy stuff with those concepts. Whereas like slasher films, it's just more kind of basic and like kind of simple narratives. And I like all this hot people at a camp doing naughty things. They're about to get slashed. Probably end up playing a little bit of strip Monopoly is what they're going to be doing. Strip Monopoly. That was a trivia question one time I had on like I think Friday the 13th, like a horror game, or like a horror trivia game, which I've always wanted to do horror trivia on the channel and like invite a bunch of friends on the channel to try it out. But that was a horror trivia question that I got one time. I mean, you know what though, Lex is like, at least he got some. You know, he's right now, he's right here, he's getting some. He got it, he laid it down nice and right for her before he died. So that's the things he's gotta, he's gotta cherish in life though. And that's what's cool too, is like I feel like in there's Ned. What's up, Ned? But I feel like even in the Friday the 13th films, like even the sex scenes, they're so realistic in fashion, where it's like some other movies, they kind of over glorify the sex scenes and make it more extravagant than it's like actually going to be. And they're smoking a little bit of, you know what, the the devil's lettuce. No, just kidding. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. This is still probably the most. Well, no, I don't know. This or the kill that happens at the very end are the two most iconic ones. It's either this one or it's our very last kill at the end that happens, of course, to Mama Voorhees. Those are probably the two that are fighting for the best kill in this film. Not the best kill in the franchise, just the best kill in this movie. Nobody ever lands on Baltic Avenue. Baltic Avenue. I don't know. I never played Strip Monopoly, but I played a game called King's Cup, and that's a game you do not want to play at a house party. That game will F you up. I'm telling you that. Is true. Actually, Kevin Bacon's character is about to spark it up right now. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, for real. It's either this one or it's the kill at the end. That are top two or top one. Dun, 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 dun. Now we're in full darkness, rain effect. It's nighttime, setting the complete atmosphere. And I like the fact that the thunder, they continue the thunder and the lightning, which I feel like in some movies they kind of they step back on it. Whereas in this film, there's consistent thunder and lightning, but it's actually sporadic, where it doesn't feel like it's fake. This is probably one of my favorite sequences. Like this bathroom sequence is fabulous. I love this one. Just the playing of the music, the simple use of the camera. Like that's why it's just damn, it just feels like home to me. That light, just like the way it shines on the floor right by her foot, like perfection. And this isn't my favorite Friday the 13th film. I think that's kind of already been known. I do have rankings on the channel and I reviewed all the films and stuff like that. And part six is my favorite, but this first film is my third favorite. It's still in the top three. And that's just because I have so much love, so many memories of watching this film. And every time I watch it, it's like it sucks me right back to being a young kid chilling in this living room I am sitting in right now and watching with my grandfather. Like literally, I'm sitting in the same living room right now, and this film just takes me right back to that time, and I love it for that reason, for so many reasons. And I think this is an actually good movie. But I can totally understand people that don't enjoy or like this film because there are a lot of people that don't like the Friday the 13th franchise or think this first film in particular is very overrated. Uh oh. Like, I think this is perfect tension. All this whole entire bathroom sequence, legit might be my favorite besides the third act. Like, I think the third act is really good, but I think this bathroom sequence is my favorite sequence. And then you see the shadow of the axe, and it's like, comes down. Oh my God. That gore effect, dude. Oh. So it's like, I do sometimes, like I said, think that might be the best kill, but I think that for me, it's just mainly the build up to it. The Kevin Bacon one and the kill at the end are the most like things. This is when everything ensues. They start separating, you know, should have just stayed and played strip monopoly and finished the game, but whatever. And we still had our lead final girl. We didn't get to see her. She didn't take the top off. We didn't get to see nothing. So she is still technically innocent, hasn't slept with no one or nothing. This place would have been cool to see, but I don't think this place exists anymore. Or if it is, it isn't a diner. This diner sequence, like, I don't think this place is actually a diner anymore, or they dismantled it and destroyed it. So that's what this kind of sucks because I would love to visit this place, but I don't think it exists anymore. If memory serves correct. Hmm. I wonder if that's why, like, what happened. Like, I wonder, like, who started the whole gratuity thing. I know he was just one person, like, dining in at a small diner, but I mean, like, I wonder if that's what happened. It's like people just noticed they're like, well, a lot of people just leave their change and they just leave it at the diner. Like he just left his diner for, all the change. It's like maybe that's what the whole gratuity thing came to. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, snap. We got another main player in the house. Don't shout it out, Mike. Come on, man. You a main player. That's the stayer right there. Mike, the legend. Did you see that? Thank you. Another fellow member of the freaking community. We love you, bro. Thanks for showing up. Currently, right now, watching Friday the 13th. We're kind of in that middle point of the third act where it's like really starting to take off. Like tensions are building right now and stuff is about to go off. That's the point we're at. I'm working. Happy Friday the 13th to me. I worked too tonight, brother. I worked last night. I haven't even fell asleep yet. I worked last night. I got up at 8 p.m. yesterday, went to work, worked all night, took the kids to school, and now I'm watching Friday the 13th, hanging out with y'all. I haven't even slept yet, and I still got to go to work tonight. I'll probably be laying down after this stream, though. But yeah, it's really fun. I'm glad that you and Lexi and my mom got to come by and stop by, like, for all three of you. Really appreciate the comments. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is she gonna find a body? Is she gonna find a body? Like, I don't know, all the sequences in the bathroom in this film, like, I just love this section. Like this whole section of the film, the buildup, it's like all that beginning stuff was the meeting the characters, the fun, hanging out at the camp, and then now everything's about to go off. And I love too is the Friday the 13th films. They make me just look in the background like constantly. I am all like these are the first horror films that made me want to look in the background and check to see if Like I could find, Mama Voorhees or Jason Voorhees in the background. Uh-oh, God. That rain will get you. Can't drive correctly in that rain with that Jeep. I'm dragging a trailer. That's why too, because like so much of this third act takes place in the rain. This is like one of the perfect movies to watch on a rainy day because like 70% of this entire third act is in the rain. Yeah. Again, sorry too if you guys can hear that. That's the laundry. If you hear that down the hall, except the laundry room's like literally like 10 feet down the hall that way. But you got to get things going, You got to watch movies, hanging out with y'all. Still got to do chores. And what's cool too is like this first film, it's so simple, just getting to know a very small cast and like hanging out at Camp Crystal Lake. But why I love part six, Jason Lives so much, it has one of my favorite Jason performances, but also it's one of the only Friday the 13th films, the only one to date that actually has children at the camp. Every time Jason Voorhees or Mama Voorhees attacks the camp, there's never kids there except for in Jason Lives. So that's predominantly one huge reason why that one's my favorite. But this film is still very iconic to me. And the most important one, I think, in setting me on my journey of loving this franchise and being obsessed with horror movies and really getting obsessed with slashers too, as well. Because I want to say I saw Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 first, Freddy Krueger, but Jason was the first one that I saw all of the films. Where when I watched the Friday the 13th films and binged them, like I had to just keep going and going and going. And I really didn't start watching all the other Nightmare on Elm Street films till after this. And same thing with Halloween. I didn't really start watching Halloween and Michael Myers, those movies, until I watched all of the Friday the 13th films first. So that's another reason too, is this franchise is the first franchise that I ever completed all the way through, before traveling on to other ones. Hello. This is a pretty good death scene too. And like I said, a scene, a whole entire sequence that's all in the rain. And that's what people like. They talk about like how John Carpenter's Halloween, how oh my god, it has this and it has that. Whereas I feel like Friday the 13th has more interesting kills. Like this film has way more interesting kills than in John Carpenter's Halloween. So I give Friday the 13th a nod. That. Dun, 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 dun. No, Alice. Alice. It makes me miss a cabin though too. But I am planning like me, my wife and the family are planning a family trip and I can't wait. We're gonna be doing like a whole cabin thing and stuff and fitting the whole Friday the 13th vibes. I'm so excited. Oh, Alice, come on, Alice, no. But she's got to go with him. As the lights went on at the archery range. Mike, you're going to have to do me a favor though, because I know you're going to watch this back in the chat. You're going to see this moment and everything. I know if you're not watching now, you're going to watch it back. You have to end up watching Friday the 13th and sync it along with this video and watch with me and watch this back at the same time. You got to do that for me. Things are getting crazy. Things are getting hairy up in here. Things are getting hairy. I really think we should call something. That's one thing too, is a dream of mine. Oh my god, a bucket list thing. Like, sorry, that like totally popped in my head. That I like because I'm immersed in this scene right here. But just that scene of watching her and Billy like run up to the cabin in the rain, it made me think I would love to experience this film in the theaters. I've seen John Carpenter's Halloween in theaters. I've even seen oh my god, what was it, Rocky Horror Picture Show? I've seen that in theaters, but I have never seen Friday the 13th. I want to go see this in the theaters one day. That would be a dream of mine. Because that's why I told people too, is like what's kind of crazy is that when it comes to the Friday the 13th franchise, like this franchise has predominantly been a home video experience for me. Like there's literally been the only ones that I've seen in theaters of this franchise at all were Freddy versus Jason and the Friday the 13th remake. That's literally it. Every other film in this franchise, the first time I ever watched it or saw it or anything was on home video or on TV. I think that's another reason why I like praise and love the Puppet Master franchise so much too, is because it's a home video franchise. It's straight to home video. And even Leprechaun, there was only a few Leprechaun films that actually went to theaters and then they eventually went to just straight home video releases. And I have so much fun with that because that is a very, very huge chunk and part of my life, like predominantly a good decade to 12, 10 to 12 years of my life was going to the video store and renting VHSs or renting DVDs and watching movies and discovering them And I do love the theaters. It's just, it's like I said, Friday the 13th is a prime example of when I understand myself and how I am as a watcher and a viewer and who I am as a lover of cinema. That Friday the 13th, yeah, I've watched most of these films just at home. But I do want to experience this first film in the theaters one day. That would be great for like an anniversary or something. Oh, getting towards the end. Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. We're getting towards the end now. It's rolling down. Hello. Oh, it's you. Man. And I don't think it's necessarily like some people feel like cheated that we didn't get a fact to guess that it was Pamela Voorhees because she's not an actual character in the film for us to guess it as a whodunit. But I don't really think, as a first time viewer when I was a kid, I don't think that ever bothered me as a kid when I was watching this film for the first time. The fact that it was Mama Voorhees, and like I said, we never really got a chance to guess her as a whodunit because she doesn't appear as a character in the film. That necessarily never bothered me as a kid. I think I was just more surprised by the fact that it was a mother. Like when I saw this film, I probably had to be like 7 or 8. So I think I was just more fascinated and surprised by the fact that it was a mother and what the lengths the mother would do to go for the revenge of her son. And that's what took me back and really captivated me, and the performance by Betsy Palmer. So I think that's why, another reason why this film stands the test of time for me, is because I never really went into it thinking it's a who done it. Like, I'm like, oh, like which one of them is the killer? That was never something like when I go into Scream, I always think about who is it going to be, who wasn't here and who wasn't in the room and I always think that. And I never feel that way when I watch this film. So that's one thing too. That's been, I guess, an up and down thing, because I can understand why some fans of this film or the franchise would be upset by the fact that you don't get a chance to guess that it's Betsy Palmer because she's not as a character in the film actually. So I do understand the argument. Yes, we're approaching it. Yes, we are coming up. I think, yeah, like we're about like 25 minutes out. Like I said, probably watch this, and then I'm probably definitely going to crash after this for a little bit, and then got to scoop up the kids from school. I was checking on that generator. The bill makes it a very surprising long time in this film. But yeah, the 4K is so good. Like I highly recommend it. Like for people that don't have it, which I've seen this film on VHS. I've seen this film on TV. I've seen this film streaming. I've seen this film on Blu-ray. I've seen this film on 4K. I've seen every version of this film you can watch. And this is the best version of the film that you can watch. Like the 4K looks so good because it just looks so natural and unstressed. And it kind of looks like I'm sitting in the room right now with Alex. Like that's how it kind of looks. Or when Bill's digging around by the generator, the deepness of the black levels, but the texture and all the colors and everything around you, it feels like you're actually in there. I want to do a watch along or like a commentary too with some buddies too, like eventually, because there's so many people that I know, like, which is kind of crazy. So many people that I know that are in my circle of horror fandom or in my YouTube group that haven't seen all the Friday the 13th films. And I would love to do reviews with them or like watch alongs with them. Alice is making herself a cup of coffee. That's the part we are currently at, just for anybody if they want like a timestamp. We're at the part where Alice is making herself a cup of coffee. And like this scene, I think she does a good job. Adriana King, like I think she does a great job, like right here in that scene, just like with the slow pan of the camera too. The camera does a lot of work too because it's like a slow pan into her, but just her unease as she's making the coffee. You see, she's kind of bouncing around, she's tapping on things, and she just seems like she's waiting for something like that. That I think good acting job. It's subtle, subtle stuff like that. Excuse me. But yeah, we are approaching the end. Like I said, getting into the meat and potatoes, right about to hit that point where we get the reveal for who it is. But yeah, I think it's kind of fascinating. Is one thing. Oh my God, there's Bill. Oh my God, there's Bill. That is a good one too. Just, but I wish we could have saw that kill. Like I wish we could have saw that kill. That's one that I wish we could have. Like, oh, but it's cool that we got that. You know, she the reveal of she found him. But yeah, Alice, like for real, like right after she finds him, like it's going now. It's the meat and potatoes of the movie. I have to be careful too with the music. Like I said, the music it's very, very prominent at the end now. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder if he would get copy strike to like still like by YouTube or like by Paramount if I like actually did it by the mouth. Dun, 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 dun. She's trying to MacGyver. She's trying to MacGyver this door right now. I wouldn't even have thought of that. Like to tie the door like that. I would have probably I mean she probably can't, but I would have picked up that freaking piano right there and just moved it right in front of the door. Man. It's kind of crazy though when you find out that like Sean S. Cunningham, like he like did this just as like a movie to make a horror movie to make a quick turnaround and make a buck, so he can do a TV show about a soccer team. Like, no offense, but like fucking like I don't think anybody wanted Sean S. Cunningham's like actual opinion on what he thought soccer was or how it was. Like especially at that time. Like I don't know, unless Sean S. Cunningham is like really freaking deep into soccer. Like I mean that's more power to you. He might be that guy, but I'm like I love basketball, but I ain't into soccer. But it's kind of funny that you find out that he just really wanted to make and then this film blew up. It took off, and it was like, oh well, we want a sequel to that. Like, you know, screw your TV show. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, here we go. Alice is on the defense. She's got it. Kind of looks like a steak knife. It's like a poker fork steak knife, but she's also got the pot. She's right there. Boom. Jump scare off. I love it. See, that's why it's like there are times, but it's one of those things where it's like I watched John Carpenter's Halloween, and then I like it better than this movie, and then I watch Friday the 13th, and I like Friday the 13th better. It's like these two movies they tussle so much sometimes, but in all honesty, I think I like John Carpenter's Halloween more because of the music, and also the fall atmosphere goes a very long way. That Halloween fall atmosphere, like the TV watching movies late at night kind of thing. But like right now, watching it, and I'm very excited to watch it with y'all, like a watch along. It's very exciting too. This is the first time I've ever watched it on YouTube live with y'all. That it does feel like I like this better than John Carpenter's Halloween right now. Dun, 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 dun. We're about to get it right here. Here we go. Oh, friend of the Christies. And that's what's going to be cool too. Is like that the TV show Camp Crystal Lake. They're going to get that chance to capitalize on Mama Voorhees having Linda Cardellini play her. Going to give her so many more layers to that character. Damn, it's extremely windy outside. It's just kind of crazy. Like I said, over here in New Mexico, it's like 70 degrees outside, but it's like windy, like really windy. They should have never opened this place again. I drowned. Yeah, like to my knowledge, like I'm just watching it right now, and like on all my memories of watching this film, I don't think it ever bothered me that it was her, that it was a character that we never got a chance to actually check out or a character that we ever got a chance to actually, guess, because she's not in the film. And they don't really even reference her at all, Mrs. Loomis. They talk about, Jason Voorhees, the event of that, but they don't talk about her. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it's still like when I was a kid and every other time I watched it after that, it never bothered me. Jason, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Jason. We love you, boy. My only child. Yeah, Mama Voorhees is the best. Like for real. Like that's why I loved it too. Is like I said, when I got to the end, just the thought of a mom being a killer, but the fact that she went to those lengths and was driven to that length because her child was taken from her, or she thought her child was taken from her and drowned because of these counselors. I just loved it. And it's just this small performance by Betsy Palmer. She gives so many layers to the character, and I can't wait for the TV show that's going to be coming out by A24. I can't freaking wait. Lieutenant, we got to be careful again with the music. I'm like, shit. I mean, I partly care, but don't care. That's probably why I should get on Patreon, though. I really need to start the Patreon thing, but I need to do more research on how that all works. Get her, mommy. Kill her. There's a lot of rifles on that wall. Like, I always forget this part that she comes across this room with all the rifles. I'm glad. I'm glad. It'll be easier for you. I get so invested. I get so invested. Oh, or she gave her a really good slap too. Like Betsy Palmer was not afraid to just give her a slap. Oh my god. Dun, dun. I keep forgetting to check this. I get caught up too. Keep forgetting to check. thank you again for everybody who stopped by and dropped comments. Like I said, I really greatly appreciate all of you. Oh, I love that lighting too, right there. Like the light right there through the swampy kind of like trees and everything. Extremely windy today. That's crazy. That's the one thing, like for real, like I can't stand that. Like that wind is wild out here in New Mexico sometimes. She's crazy. Dun, 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 dun. All your friends are dead now. You need to act now. You're the last one. You need to act. There's no time for crying. She's all comfortable. She thinks she's relaxed. No. You know she's gonna check that door house. Turning. The doorknob's turning. Hop into the door. Oh my god. Arm yourself, girl. That's right. That's right. You need to strike while the iron is hot. Boom. Now that's always that one criticism though. It's like you never want to commit, like they don't want to fully kill them. It's like, but there was blood coming out of her head, like you saw it kind of coming out of Mama Worry's head, but still, like as a final girl and you're walking by, you always want to go, like they said, they teach you that more in Scream. Go for the head, you know. Boom, hit her again. I would probably done that. At least probably would have conked her again, but like, oh well, she's already knocked out. So like, boom, like. I'm gonna go to the boats. I'm gonna go chill by the boats in the lake. Uh-oh. Dun, 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 dun. This is like very unexpected too. Like this fight scene at the end is so good too because it's just like, oh, them going at chopping each other down, swinging, boom, she comes at her on the freaking floor. Like I love this. I love it. I don't want to get copyright, but Paramount, but don't care. Oh, she bit her. She's going at her. Oh, dirty, like slamming her into the dirt. Ah. Oh. Mm. Yeah, for real. Like I think it's because of the slow mo too, plus the addition of the music. And the final kill shot of the neck, the grappling of the hands, all that makes it the best kill. But like you could argue, you can definitely argue the other one, Kevin Bacon one, but that's Betsy Palmer just going down like that. Yeah. And now the soft piano keys as we play her out into the lake. The beautiful keys by Harry Manfredini. Oh, I get soft little goosebumps, just chills all over my body just seeing this shot. Like I wanted the poster. That's the one thing that kind of sucked is I missed out on buying that Scream Factory box set when of all the Jason films when it first came out. And when it first came out, it came with these awesome posters. And I never got a chance to get those posters. I was like, damn. And one of them had this scene specifically, and like, oh, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. But yeah, Harry Manfredini is like, he's a god. I love him. And there we are, her laying in the lake, so peaceful. Plus, you can see like the cops pulling up right there, and you see the reflection like in the lake and the water in the top. Like that is by far one of the most gorgeous shots right there in cinema. Just her sitting in that canoe, the trees reflecting into the lake. Beautiful. Cannot stand it. My eyes hurt because of the beauty. And like I said, there's like, but then I could watch John Carpenter's Halloween and feel like almost the same way about it. Like I'm such a slasher fanatic. I just fucking love slasher films. Jason, it's freaking Jason. Dun, dun, dun. It's done. Jason's back for part two. Part two. It's all over. It's over. Till the sequel. We're gonna get you in the sequel, right, Alice? What about the boy? The boy in the water. Hell yeah. The boy. You didn't find out boy. Damn. Oh man. Stuff. Endless shot right there. It looks almost infinite because the way the lake is reflecting the trees and the mountain and the top and the sky. It looks like it's just an infinite universe of that shot, and that's kind of crazy. But man, yes, you all, my peeps, my lovers, my horror community, my rad heads out there, the Norn Rad community. That was it. Friday the 13th, the very first film. It's over now. The commentary, the watch along. I greatly appreciate every one of you that came over here to stop and do comments. I didn't really think a lot of you were going to stop by. I kind of like last minute. Well, not last minute. I planned it like just around before I went to work yesterday about doing this live stream. So I greatly appreciate everybody that stopped by, and anybody that watches this after the fact. Please leave a like. And like I said, drop down in the comments, what is your favorite Friday the 13th film? But y'all know what's up. Have a safe and happy day. Peace out. We're out of here.